I covered the McVeigh and Nichols trials in 1997 in Denver, and the story haunted me for years. Then in 2020, the plot was revealed to kidnap Governor Whitmer of Michigan. And I started looking into it, and I saw it was largely choreographed by the Michigan militia. And I thought, I know these people. Terry Nichols was from Michigan. He and McVeigh were loosely affiliated with the Michigan militia. And I thought, these people have not gone away. And I decided to take a completely fresh look at the bombing itself, and that's what led to Homegrown. At the time in the 90s, McVeigh was largely portrayed as someone who was anti-government. But as I went back into this story, I saw that that is simply wrong. He was not anti-government. He was a right-wing extremist. So McVeigh grew up in a period of economic instability, and he found an outlet, which was guns. He became obsessed with owning guns and politically with fighting what he saw was the threat of gun control. What motivated McVeigh was Bill Clinton's assault weapons ban, which passed in September of 1994. That was the final straw for McVeigh, and that's what led directly to the bombing 6 months later. McVeigh was part of a movement, a right-wing extremist movement, and he tried to recruit allies at gun shows because that's where there were the most like-minded people, but he basically was a failure. I mean, there was no broad conspiracy here. This was just Tim McVeigh and Terry Nichols. But the big difference today is the internet and social media. As these right-wing plots with the same ideology and the same belief in violence as McVeigh have continued in today's time, you see how much easier it is for the extremists to recruit each other. One question you always have to ask yourself when you're writing a book is, well, who cares? What does it matter? And the answer to that for me was, if you look at McVeigh and you see his politics, the gun obsession, the obsession with the American Revolution and the need to fight back against federal authority, you see that that has been a constant in American life over the past 25 years. And it's worse now in many respects than it was. McVeigh's heirs, with almost exactly the same issue profile and the same belief in violence, were the people who did mass shootings in El Paso, in Buffalo, and ultimately the people who raided the Capitol on January 6, 2021.